Hi, I'm Keenan Knopke, and this is Nancy Lohman. Many of you may know us. We both have been involved in the death care industry for generations.
It is with great pride that we present to you today details on merging these two highly respected organizations. We believe following this presentation, you too will be convinced that this is the strength of two becoming the power of one.
There are many strengths in the concept of this merger. The newly formed association will represent the largest membership of death care professionals in the state of Florida. It will also represent Florida's most diverse group of practitioners and licensees. Clearly, this will provide the association access to unrivaled levels of both capital and human resources. The merger also provides numerous opportunities. These include the opportunity to increase overall membership by appealing to a larger group of licensees and suppliers, consolidate program events such as the spring meetings, district tour, maintenance rodeo, legislative day in Tallahassee, sales seminar, convention, and continuing education seminars. Improve economies of scale in the association administration, improve leverage with our suppliers, legislators, and endorsements. Strengthen the value of existing endorsements and create value for others. Establish legal hotline. Establish educational training programs for funeral directors. Maintain and grow the most comprehensive, most circulated member publication in Florida. Maintain and grow the most comprehensive group of member events available in Florida. Strengthen and maintain a firm position as Florida's leading association for legislative and regulatory issues. Strengthen existing member communication and benefits. And lastly, to develop a comprehensive interactive website.
I would like to take the time now to start to walk you through the various areas of this proposed merger with a little more detail. The first of these areas will be the creation of a new identity for the organization. The brand considerations for the new association are as follows. To position the association as a leading funeral, cremation, and cemetery authority in Florida. To utilize graphic elements that effectively communicate the professional mission of the association. And to create a brand which combines the traditional nature of the industry with the contemporary mission of the new association. After very careful consideration of the criteria, the suggested new name of the organization will be the Florida Cemetery, Cremation, and Funeral Association. And here is the impressive new logo which will represent this association.
The mission of the Florida Cemetery, Cremation, and Funeral Association is to be the voice of the funeral, cemetery, cremation, and memorialization professions in Florida. Above all, it will exist to serve and support its members. The mission of the Florida Cemetery, Cremation, and Funeral Association further includes fostering positive consumer relationships by promoting high ethical standards, providing services, products, and educational opportunities that members cannot effectively provide for themselves, presenting proactive leadership on legislative, regulatory, and legal issues, encouraging members to promote the celebration of life, remembrance, and memorialization, promoting the value of selecting and funding funeral, cemetery, memorial products, and services in advance of need, and providing members the opportunity for growth and recognition through participation in the association. There will be 5 membership categories of the Florida Cemetery, Cremation, and Funeral Association. These will be Florida Licensed Funeral Home, Cemetery, or Crematory, Supplier, companies providing primarily wholesale services or products relating to the death care profession, Individual Professional, a person who is licensed in the state of Florida under Chapter 497, Individual Student, those in an accredited mortuary school, Individual Other, a person not qualifying under another membership category.
Now let's talk about the voting rights of these members. To encourage active participation of members in the operation and governance of the Florida Cemetery, Cremation, and Funeral Association, Professional members will have the right to discuss, debate, vote, and hold elective office. In order to vote, a member must be fully registered and present at the time of the elections, which will be held at the annual convention. An individual may not represent more than one member at the election. The number of votes a member is entitled to cast will be based upon their selected membership category as follows. Funeral home, cemetery, crematory, 5 votes. Supplier, 1 vote. Individual professional, 1 vote. Individual student, 0 votes. And finally, the individual other category will receive 1 vote. It's important to review the structure of the governance of this newly formed association. The Board of Directors of the Florida Cemetery, Cremation, and Funeral Association will consist of 23 members, including an executive committee. The breakdown of this will be as follows. We will have an executive committee which will consist of a president, president-elect, vice president, secretary, treasurer, and immediate past president, plus 17 members of the Board of Directors. All of these will be elected by the membership.
Now that we have our membership, voting, and governance reviewed, let's talk about the suggested financial structure of the Florida Cemetery, Cremation, and Funeral Association. It is proposed that each organization will agree to put in seed money to ensure the new organization is financially sound and has enough money in the bank to be a viable company. This will be determined by a combined budget forecasting the first year. The FCCFA has a surplus of capital that will be handled in the following manner. All current FCCFA members will receive their first year's dues free. The balance of the funds remaining from the FCCFA will be split between the combined Political Action Committee and the newly created Judy Ralph Scholarship Fund, along with the current Doug Stoll Scholarship Fund. This will allow all members of the association to be eligible for scholarships to mortuary schools and the ICCFA University. The Judy Ralph Scholarship Fund is being established in memory of her many contributions to our industry, including serving on the DBPR board, probable cause panel, and many years of heading up the FFDA PAC efforts. The Florida Cemetery, Cremation, and Funeral Association will be financially viable based upon dues income only. However, additional financial opportunities certainly will be explored through endorsements, conventions, and other sources. Exploration of these opportunities will be vigorous, but not required for balancing the budget. For budgeting purposes, a carefully planned due structure for the Florida Cemetery, Cremation, and Funeral Association will be implemented and discussed following this video.
Upon adoption by both current associations, the new Florida Cemetery, Cremation, and Funeral Association will implement a strong transitional governance. Both organizations have selected Keenan Knopke to serve as the transitional president during the first year. His past chairmanship on the Board of Funeral and Cemetery Services and the Death Care Coalition, as well as numerous other industry leadership roles, have made him the ideal candidate for the position. That being said, the executive committee of the initial governance will be as follows. Transitional President Keenan Knopke for a 1-year term. This position will be eliminated after 1 year. President-elect will be Lee Longino from the FFDA for a 1-year term. Vice President will be Deb Gilmore from the FCCFA, also for a 1-year term. Second Vice President will be Robin Giddens-Shepard from the FFDA for a 1-year term. This position will be eliminated after 1 year. Secretary will be Ty Lohman from the FCCFA for a 1-year term. This position will combine with Treasurer at the end of 2 years. Treasurer will be Jim Semesco from the FFDA for a 1-year term. This position will combine with Secretary at the end of 2 years. And the immediate past president will be David Daniels from the FCCFA and John Williams from the FFDA. Both will serve 1-year terms. The merging associations will be unified through the most advantageous legal means as determined by legal counsel and both boards of directors. All assets and liabilities of the individual associations will be transferred to the newly formed Florida Cemetery, Cremation, and Funeral Association. This new association will retain legal ownership and identity of both the FFDA and FCCFA in perpetuity. While not associated with any national or international association, we will continue to participate as a member of NFDA Policy Board as long as NFDA makes the position available to the organization. Regarding the management and lobbyists for the association, in year 1, the newly formed association will retain both lobbyists and management firms. During the first year, the organization will seek to retain one management company through an open bidding process. During the process, both current management companies will be retained until a new single firm can be selected. The lobbyists from both organizations will also be retained during the first year of operations. The lobbyists will retain a physical presence in Tallahassee. However, it is believed that the management company selected to work with the new association may be located anywhere throughout Florida. Most remaining issues involving the operation of the new association will be determined by the newly formed Board of Directors. Well, we hope this brief presentation has provided you with a strong base of knowledge in which to make your decision about this proposed merger. It's been our pleasure today to present to you this exciting idea.
This merger will create the leading and most influential funeral, cremation, and cemetery authority in the state of Florida, as the strength of two becomes the power of one. On behalf of our entire committee, we thank you for your time and careful consideration.